Picture Michael Corinthos sitting alone in the dark Quartermain mansion. The glow of his smartphone screen is the only light in the room. He is staring at a video of Daisy, his little girl. He is watching her grow up through a tiny screen. He is missing the milestones. He is missing the laughs. And the biggest milestone of all is rapidly approaching Daisy's first birthday. There is absolutely no way Michael is going to sit in Port Charles and watch his daughter turn 1-year-old on a video call. That is a milestone he can never get back. The regret is eating him alive. It is twisting his mind. It is pushing him to do something incredibly reckless. One thing leads to another. The videos aren't enough. The distance becomes unbearable. And that unbearable pain triggers a massive realization. He doesn't have to live like this anymore. The rules have changed. The game has changed. And Michael is about to flip the board completely upside down. But that's not even the biggest surprise. Why did Sasha take Daisy away in the first place? To protect her. To keep her far away from the toxic, dangerous orbit of Willow Kane. That was the agreement. Michael let them go because Willow was a legitimate threat to their child. But look at what is happening right now in Port Charles. Everything is spiraling. Willow is currently drowning in her own chaotic nightmare. Brooklyn, Quartermain, and Lucy Coe have successfully framed Willow as the prime suspect in Jordan Ashford's hit and run. The PCPD is breathing down her neck. Joe Fitzpatrick is executing search warrants for her SUV's GPS logs. Drew Kane is pointing fingers at her. And if that wasn't enough, Willow is secretly harboring a wanted fugitive, Jen Sidwell, in her own home. She is radioactive. She is a walking disaster. And Michael sees this. He sees that Willow is about to be completely neutralized. Whether it is Drew, Tracy Quartermain, or the PCPD that takes Willow down, the result is exactly the same. The threat to Daisy is evaporating, and that changes everything. Guys, this is where it gets interesting. If Willow is no longer a threat because she is locked up or destroyed by her enemies, then Sasha's primary reason for keeping Daisy away is instantly void. The deal is off. Michael knows this. He is calculating his next move. He isn't going to ask Sasha politely to come back. He is going to demand it. He is going to use Willow's catastrophic downfall as the ultimate leverage. If Sasha tries to argue that Port Charles is too dangerous, Michael will just point to Willow in handcuffs and say the danger is gone. He wants to be a father who is present. He wants to wake up and see his daughter. He wants to be involved in the daily grind of raising her, not just a spectator from hundreds of miles away. The dominoes are falling. Willow's legal crisis leads to Michael's realization. Michael's realization leads to a one-way ticket out of town. And that ticket is going to lead right to Sasha's front door. What happened next may be even worse. You might be screaming at your screen right now, saying, but what about Jacinda? Yes, Michael has been getting awfully close to Jacinda lately. They are bonding. They are sharing moments. But let me tell you a secret. Jacinda is a distraction. She is a placeholder. She is the calm before the storm. Do you really think Michael's growing connection with Jacinda means the door with Sasha is permanently closed? Absolutely not. If you ask me, Jacinda is just there to complicate things. She is there to make the impending explosion even more dramatic. Because when Michael looks at Jacinda, he doesn't see a shared history. He doesn't see a child, but when he looks at Sasha, he sees the mother of his daughter. He sees a bond forged in fire and trauma. In the soap opera world, a shared child is the ultimate magnet. It pulls people back together, no matter how far apart they have drifted. Jacinda doesn't stand a chance when the ghost of Sasha and the reality of Daisy are pulling at Michael's heartstrings. And then everything spiraled. Imagine the scene. Sasha is living her quiet life, thinking she has successfully escaped the Port Charles drama. She thinks she has protected Daisy. Then, a knock on the door. It's Michael. He isn't smiling. He isn't there for a friendly visit. He is there to lay down the law. He is going to tell her that Willow is going down for the hit and run. He is going to tell her about Jen Sidwell. He is going to prove that the coast is clear. And then he is going to drop the ultimate ultimatum. Bring Daisy back to Port Charles, or he will fight for full custody. This could be the biggest mistake of his life, or it could be the only way to save his sanity. Sasha is going to panic. She built a wall, and Michael just showed up with a wrecking ball. The tension is going to be suffocating. Every single word they say to each other will be loaded with years of unspoken resentment and desperate love for their child. But wait, it gets worse. Or better, depending on how you look at it. If Michael is bringing Daisy back, that means Sasha has to come back. But there is a massive real-world problem staring us right in the face. Sophia Matson is gone. She is currently crushing it over on Days of Our Lives. She is not walking through those doors at General Hospital anytime soon. So what does that mean? It means a recast is absolutely inevitable. The writers cannot do this storyline without Sasha. She is the mother. She is the protector. If Michael drags Daisy back to town, Sasha is coming with her, fighting tooth and nail. And that means we are about to see a brand new face step into the role of Sasha. A face that is going to have to go toe-to-toe with Chad Duell's Michael. A face that is going to have to carry the emotional weight of a mother terrified of losing her child to the Corinthos and Quartermain chaos. The casting department is probably working overtime right now. Guys, this is where my mind completely exploded. Who could possibly step into Sasha's shoes and instantly command the screen? Who has the star power to make this recast the most talked about event of the year? One name keeps flashing in my brain. Kelly Monaco. Yes, you heard me right. Kelly Monaco. We all know the absolute outrage that followed the death of Sam McCall. The fans are still furious. The internet is still burning. Kelly Monaco is a daytime legend, and the viewers desperately want her back in the General Hospital universe. What if the executives realized their massive mistake? What if they decided to bring her back, not as a resurrected Sam, but as a completely rebooted, hardened, fierce version of Sasha? It would break the internet. It would be the ultimate plot twist. Nobody saw this coming. Kelly Monaco playing Sasha, fighting Michael Corinthos for custody of Daisy. The ratings would skyrocket. The drama would be absolutely unparalleled. Think about the chain reaction this would cause. Kelly Monaco stepping into scenes with the Quartermains. Kelly Monaco facing off against a desperate Michael. She has the exact kind of gritty, emotional intensity that Sasha needs right now. Sasha is no longer the sweet, naive girl who first came to town. She is a mother protecting her cub. She has been through hell and back. Kelly Monaco could play that edge perfectly. And let's not forget the chemistry. Putting Kelly in a primary storyline with Chad Duell would create a completely different, darker, more mature dynamic for Michael and Sasha. It would instantly elevate the custody battle from a standard soap trope to a heavyweight championship fight. If you ask me, this is the exact kind of wild, swing for the fences casting move that General Hospital needs right now to keep the audience on the edge of their seats. It would be an absolute masterclass in chaotic drama. But that's not even the only option. Here's where things get messy on the casting front. If they don't go with a massive superstar like Kelly Monaco, they might go with a familiar yet fresh face. Enter Lily Cardone. Remember her? She played Delilah for a hot second. The character barely existed before she was killed off. It was a blip on the radar. But Lily Cardone has serious acting chops. Because her time as Delilah was so incredibly brief, the audience hasn't permanently attached her face to that specific character. She is essentially a blank slate within the GH universe. Bringing her back as Sasha wouldn't feel jarring. It wouldn't feel forced. It would be a seamless transition. She has the look. She has the talent. And she could easily slide into the role of a desperate mother trying to fend off the powerful Corinthos family. It is a highly strategic move that the casting directors might just pull the trigger on. And then everything spiraled again. The clock is ticking. Daisy's first birthday is the absolute deadline. Michael is not going to wait. Every second he wastes is another moment he loses with his daughter. He is watching Willow's life implode in real time. He sees Harrison Chase closing in on the hit and run evidence. He sees Tracy Quartermain sharpening her claws to tear Willow apart. He sees Jen Sidwell turning Willow's house into a criminal hideout. The stars are aligning perfectly for Michael. The universe is handing him the ultimate excuse to break his promise to Sasha. He is going to pack his bags, get on a plane, and drop a nuclear bomb on Sasha's peaceful existence. He is going to use every single one of Willow's failures as a weapon. He will point out that the monster she ran from is destroying herself. They don't have to hide anymore. It is manipulative. It is desperate. And it is exactly what Michael Corinthos would do. This could be the biggest mistake of someone's life. What happens if Sasha says no? What happens if this new Sasha, whether it's Kelly Monaco, Lily Cardone, or someone else, looks Michael dead in the eye and tells him to go to hell? Michael is a Corinthos. He doesn't take no for an answer. If Sasha refuses to bring Daisy back, Michael will unleash his lawyers. He will unleash his family's money. He will drag Sasha through the mud to get his daughter. And what happens when Willow finds out? What happens when Willow realizes that her own legal nightmare is the exact reason Michael is bringing Daisy back into the crossfire? Willow is already paranoid. She is already backed into a corner. A cornered animal is the most dangerous kind. If Willow thinks Michael is using her downfall to get Daisy, she might lash out in ways we cannot even predict. The collateral damage is going to be astronomical. Guys, this is where it gets interesting for Jacinda too. She thinks she is building a future with Michael. She thinks she is the new leading lady in his life. But she is about to get a massive reality check. When Sasha returns, everything changes. The gravity in the room will shift entirely toward Sasha and Daisy. Jacinda will be pushed to the sidelines, watching the man she cares about completely consume himself with a custody war and unresolved feelings for his ex. Jacinda might try to intervene. She might try to play peacemaker. Or she might realize she is in way over her head and bolt. Either way, Jacinda's presence is just another stick of dynamite thrown into an already burning room. The custody triangle is going to tear Michael's life apart. He thinks bringing Daisy back will fix his broken heart, but he is actually inviting a hurricane straight into his living room. We are looking at a massive turning point for General Hospital. The pieces are all moving into place. Michael's isolation, Daisy's approaching birthday, Willow's imminent arrest and destruction, Sophia Matson's exit, the desperate need for a new Sasha. Every single storyline is colliding right now. The hit and run framing leads to Willow's downfall. Willow's downfall leads to Michael's realization. Michael's realization leads to a flight out of Port Charles. The flight out of Port Charles leads to a recast reveal that will shock the entire fandom. You cannot give the audience time to breathe. The writers are stepping on the gas, and the brakes are completely cut. If Michael actually goes through with this, there is no turning back. The fragile piece is dead. The war for Daisy is officially beginning, and it is going to get incredibly ugly before it gets better. But that's not even the biggest surprise. As Michael stands at the door, ready to leave Port Charles to claim his daughter, a phone rings. A secret is about to be exposed. A plan is about to collapse. Someone in Port Charles knows exactly what Michael is about to do, and they are making a move to stop him before he even gets on the plane. A character is about to step out of the shadows and change the trajectory of this entire custody war. Is it Willow? Is it Jacinda? Or is it someone connected to the new Sasha? A massive secret is on the verge of leaking, and a character is stepping right into the line of fire. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.